All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have something pretty interesting. There's nothing all that specific for today's video, but I want to do more Rockets videos, Rockets post games, Rockets pre games. They don't get many clicks. I wanted to talk about what would have happened if Russell Westbrook had not gotten traded this season, because I would definitely classify Russell Westbrook getting traded. I know we got John Wall in return, but I would say that was kind of just the first domino to fall. Like, once Russ left, and there was a whole bunch of rumors and drama about, Harden wanted Russ gone. Personally, I think that Russell Westbrook is an incredible basketball player. He's an incredible talent. There is no NBA player like him. I don't think there's ever been an NBA player like him ever. Maybe Magic Johnson, but comparing Magic Johnson to Russell Westbrook, it's a little weird. So, the NBA's never really seen a guy like Russell Westbrook, especially recently. For me, Russell Westbrook, the way his game is, he's not a great three-point shooter. And to me, if you're not a great three-point shooter, you have to you don't have to excel in every other area, but you have to be definitely above average. And I would classify Russell Westbrook as above average in almost every category outside of three-point shooting. The only issue is Russell Westbrook tries to do a lot. He tries to do too much. But the thing is, for me, is I just did not think Russell Westbrook and James Harden were working together. Obviously, when you have the guys ranked number 1 and 2 in usage on the same team, it's going to cause issues. I feel like with Russ, it was, all right, this play Russ ISO, next play Harden ISO, flip, flip, flip. And honestly, it was kind of similar when James Harden first came, or when John Wall first came and played with James Harden. It was kind of like that, and it kind of has been playing like that all season. And I know the NBA is heavy ISO, but Russell Westbrook and James Harden, to me, last season is a different story, but this season, just with the hint of not distrust, but, there's that little sliver of whether or not the reports that Russell Westbrook wanted out or James Harden wanted Russell Westbrook out, whether or not it's going to cause dysfunction. It's just dysfunctional. That is just dysfunctional. And I love Russell Westbrook, and it's crazy to me that I actually think John Wall and James Harden had a better chance at going further than Russell Westbrook and James Harden, but if Russell Westbrook had a three-point shot, it's almost not even a conversation, because if Russell Westbrook had a three-point shot, he'd be the best point guard ever to exist. So I miss Russell Westbrook. I miss him a lot. I am glad we got John Wall. It's all kind of a question mark right now. If we had Russell Westbrook, we wouldn't be the second worst team in the NBA. So you can take that with a grain of salt, whether you think that's a positive or whether you think that's a negative, because, we were championship title contenders going into the season, and then we're going to end it being a bottom 4 team. So you can kind of take what you want of that. But Russell Westbrook, they unloaded his contract, and I guess they did get some value. They got a first-round pick out of it, and they got John Wall for it. But to me, it's just something that had to be done, because if James Harden really wanted Russ gone, it just was never going to work. You can't have that happen. So to me, I'm glad it happened. It still is really hard to say I'm glad it happened, because I miss Russ so much, but I really just have so much trust in Stone and the front office that, they weren't going to pull the trigger on any of the trades that they made, whether it was Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Victor Oladipo, PJ Tucker. No matter what trade it was, Stone wanted something. He wasn't looking for just anything. He was looking for specific pieces that matched his plan, not just random. People thought Kelly Olynyk was the most random dude, DJ Augustine, the most random dude. Well, they've actually come into our system and been some of the brighter spots. So I trust Stone, although John Wall, he's got his injury concerns. When John Wall's healthy, we've seen John Wall go 30 points the last 2 games. When he's healthy, he's a force. And I just think that winning-wise, although he hasn't really won in his career, neither has Russ, I would rather have John Wall going forward with James Harden, as crazy as it is to say that, because that experiment just did not work. And you could blame that for a whole multitude of different things, like, whether it was James Harden's fault, whether it was Rockets organization's fault, John Wall. I don't think anyone's blaming John Wall, whether it's Russell Westbrook's fault, whoever it was. It's just such an interesting debate if Russell Westbrook had not gotten traded. I mean, obviously, if James Harden hadn't gotten traded, but if Russell Westbrook doesn't get traded, my guess is that they continue to try to, pursue the playoffs with James Harden. So who knows what would have happened if that Russell Westbrook trade wouldn't have gone down. Maybe they have Russ, Harden, Kevin Porter Jr., Jayshawn Tate, Christian Wood all on the same team right now. I don't really know. I have no idea. So I'm just kind of curious what you guys have to say about that trade, because it's been 4 or 5 months since it. Were the Rockets winners or were the Rockets losers? Let me know down in the comments below. Hit that like button. Peace.